Hey, Jim Bergman with measureQuick. Friday, August the 2nd, 7:46 a.m. Just getting things sort of started, and we're sort of riding the wave of the measureQuick 3.0 release, going back through old reviews and going back through some of the posts online, and just realize that a lot of people don't realize maybe who measureQuick is and why we do what we do, and some of the challenges that we've had as we've worked through this product. And so, I've been around for a long time, right? I started in the industry. I have about 15 years commercial industrial experience, 70 to 700 tons. Did a lot of residential also. Started up True Tech Tools and was a high school teacher for 12 years. I did heating and air conditioning program at a career center in Ohio. And, during that time, we saw the smartphone come out. I believe it was like 2006. And I remember I was doing work for Testo also at the time, that thinking, man, if we could just get that display on a phone, of the phone on our instruments, what an awesome thing would be. And then it sort of, went to bringing on the measurements, doing the calculations, doing diagnostics, and really, making an incredible tool that really like rely on the data, rely on the calculations. And so measureQuick, our core value has always been data integrity, right? And that's what really it was built for. It was built for people that worked in utility programs, and they needed to have financial grade data because they're using public money, and public money's got higher scrutiny, and they needed to make sure that in that using those public funds that they got the results they needed to see at the meter, right? I mean, it's just important stuff. The utilities spend money. They want to see electrical savings at the meter, whether it's tuning up equipment or putting in new equipment, or things like today, like we're talking about Inflation Reduction Act and heat pumps, right? It's all really important that we get really high quality data back, and we can rely on it to know we're going to see the savings. And when we started building this, we're like, man, this is an awesome technician tool. If we could just get this in the hands of everybody, we could really change the industry. And so we gave a lot away. I mean, our application, has been free. Using it's been free. Connecting your probes is free. Your diagnostics are free. And we had, obviously we get this explosive app usage. But when you're dealing with, when you're giving away for things for free, it's also a struggle to find, how you're going to monetize it, how you're going to make your money, how you're going to make revenue. And I think, it's sort of funny because I see when we cut out the screenshots, a lot of people are like, oh, well, they got to make money somehow because they're investors. They want to see a return on their investment. And well, we're a family company. We don't have venture capital. There's no PE money in measureQuick. We're a dozen employees, and that's honestly how we're able to do stuff so fast, is because we make the decisions here ourselves. We do what we want to do on the programming team. We don't have to report to anybody, and we can do what's best for the industry, right? I mean, like I said, it goes back to this whole thing. Our core value has always been data integrity. We want to make sure that what you guys are doing, people can believe in. People can believe in measureQuick. And we get calls all the time. I'll have a contractor that's using measureQuick, and they're like, "Hey, we're not seeing the results we thought we'd get." And so I'll review reports. And so I'm reviewing these reports, and I see some screenshots that are tucked in the report, and not a big deal, right? We see screenshots. People want to capture some things, but I'm a data person. I look at data all day long, so numbers sort of matter. And I look going through one report to the next report, and I'm seeing duplicate screenshots. And I'm realizing that this technician is using screenshots over and over again. Specifically, they're showing evacuations, at 500.2 microns on every job. It was a miracle. And then obviously some stuff with charging with measureQuick. We're showing some screenshots of the home screen. And I'm realizing, man, if data integrity is our thing, this is a big hole in our bucket where people are able to take screenshots and reuse them and represent our product in a way that is not good. And so, we're trying to figure out how we're going to curtail this. And I have the programming team put a placeholder in the application, which led to a real shit show, to say the least, because we end up with this popping out in a way that we didn't want to do it. He did it under copyright stuff. Well, it created a lot of problems, right? And we pushed a lot of people away inadvertently, and we got slammed on the Google Play and Apple Store because people were so upset because we changed the way that they were using the application. And for us, it was a matter of, we have a lot of people that we want to have access to measureQuick, but they also weren't customers that were actually able to, generate the revenue for us, and we had to protect the core business we had, which was, through our utilities and that kind of stuff, which is protecting the integrity of the data. So we turned around, we worked on this for almost a year, and we came back and we figured out that we could, put a geocode on the application, and then we tied it in with a QR code, so it makes it a little bit hard to game, and we could then, release screenshots back into the wild and release the basic report back into the wild, but it was a problem that we had to solve, and it was not an easy time for us, because we put a ton of work into this thing. We for our programming team, they, the reviews are like their report card, right? And some of the reviews we're getting were because people were honestly frustrated, and I get that they were frustrated with the screenshotting thing, but and it was really the only way that you guys had to communicate your frustration to us, but it wasn't really representative of the product that we've actually tried to produce for the industry, right? So we're past that, and when we got those problems solved. So it was a challenging time, but at the end of the day, I think it's important for you to realize that, when you have a problem online and you're talking about something with measureQuick and you reach out, you're probably talking to me. I usually am the one that answers all the measureQuick emails. They call in, talk to tech support here. You're talking to Jimmy. Jimmy was one of my high school students that was here. And when you call in and you talk to Valerie, Valerie's my stepdaughter. I've been married for 32 years, so at that point they pretty much become your kids, right? And we're a family business, and it's we're trying to change a broken industry, and that's been our passion for a long, long time. And so, if there's two asks out of this measureQuick 3.0, it's if you guys could do us a favor on the negative reviews, if you go back and update your review, that would be great. Because with Apple, it's not like we got a bad report card. It is actually like a permanent mark on our school record, right? Those reviews never go away. Those 1 stars never go away, and that'll help our positioning with measureQuick with other apps that are out there. So it's that part is important to us, and then. Secondly, if you have not looked at the premier side of the product, you really, really need to look at that. And I would say, take it back to your employer, take it back to your service manager, take it back to your owner, because measureQuick will increase your revenue per ticket by 40 to 60%. I mean, we've shown it over and over again. If you're using the premier reporting, you're using the vital score to communicate better with your customers. You're using the data streaming to tech support, remote support of your technicians. The small amount of money that you spend in qubits to do that, the $5 per system per year, pays back hundreds fold on just better system operation, reduced warranties, reduced callbacks, etc. Right, and that will actually help us also, because it's a challenge on that side of the business. We've been trying for a long time to continue to provide this product out to market for free, and let the utilities subsidize the growth. But we want to scale this up and make it go faster than we've ever gone before. And getting back to our roots with I think with 3.0 is going to give a runway to do that. But it's like I said, challenging business, challenging industry, hard to get people to change. And if you can help us with that, that would be great. But anyway, just thought I'd spend a couple minutes going over, where we're at, what we do, who we are, just because I don't think a lot of you have heard it before. So this is Jim with measureQuick. Thanks a lot for watching.